everybody. It's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Thank you for joining me here on YouTube. Be sure to check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com for plenty more Royal Caribbean news, information, fun, advice. Lots happening out there. Don't miss out on any of it over at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. This is probably one of the best broadcasts we've had, or gonna have, I should say, over the last 15 months. So much happening in the world of cruising. We have never been closer to cruises restarting. So on that note, while we're gonna answer a lot of questions tonight, the most important question is how many days until your next Royal Caribbean cruise? Type your countdown in chat right now. I have 19 days until my next Royal Caribbean cruise, Adventure of the Seas, Bahamas. Can't wait. I am so excited. I'm finally not only double digits dance, we're in the teens dance. It's getting real, guys, over here, less than 3 weeks away. But I'm glad you guys are here. I'm sure many of you as well, have lots of countdowns that you're looking forward to. Let's see. We've got Don Goldstein, 19 and counting. I see Stephen Z is also counting down 19 till Adventure. See you guys on board. We've got 233 for Donovan. Harold, nice. Joe Mock at 26. What's up, Joe? Krista, 321. Jeff Leonard at 60 days. Nice. Very nice. Flyer sign guy going on the inaugural Celebrity Apex cruise. Awesome. Becky Menken from MEI Travel, 19 days as well. Roan at 103 days till their next cruise. Joanne at 110. Love it. Lots of great countdowns here. Thank you for joining us here. My name is Matt. I am from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Every Monday, I'm live with you guys here on YouTube to talk about what is happening in the world of Royal Caribbean. A lot happening. My goodness, there is so much, and I want to answer your cruise questions. Let's dive into it. The floor is yours. We're here to answer as many Royal Caribbean cruise questions as I possibly can and talk about what's happening in the world of cruising. So, Mystery Shadow, to dispel confusion here, will we need to be vaccinated to cruise or not? It certainly appears that's the case, Mystery Shadow. So over the weekend, Royal Caribbean updated its vaccine policies to basically say anytime between now and August 1, if you're 16 years old or older, you'll need to be fully vaccinated. After August 1st, so beginning August 2nd, that drops to 12 years old as the requirement. Now, there's a new update today from Royal Caribbean Group CEO and Chairman Richard Fain, in which he repeated all this information and basically said for Royal Caribbean, while they're not going to be doing the 95-98% mandate idea, they are going to require whoever can be vaccinated to be vaccinated. The reason why they're not doing 95% is because they've got a lot of kids on board, so it's not practical to hit 95%. So we've got our first super chat of the day in the house. Archie the Archie. Who else but Archie would be my first super chatter of the day? Archie, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Sprayed some deodorant in my mouth earlier. Now I have the weird axe scent. I see what you did there. Up until literally the word axe, I really thought this was a legit statement. But thank you for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate it. Jennifer Snowden from Gainesville, Florida, welcome. Zach Glennon is here. Zach wants to know, is Royal Caribbean asking to do test cruises so they get more ships going, considering that they could have vaccinated and non-vaccinated on board those test cruises? I think, Zach, again, go back to the video I posted earlier today, a couple hours ago, if you haven't seen it yet. If you haven't, then obviously you have to go watch it. Richard Fain basically said, Royal Caribbean International has a lot of kids. To hit 95% vaccinated would mean, let's do some easy math here, only 5% of your cruise ship can be unvaccinated. There are too many kids on an average Royal Caribbean cruise to reach 95%. Thus, that is why they're going in that route. That isn't to say the ships will not be require vaccinations. It's just to say that they won't hit 95%. So as a result, they're going through the test cruises. Does that make sense? I hope. And if it doesn't, I'm happy to. This is my understanding of the policy based on what the policy says, number one, and number two, what Mr. Fain said a couple hours ago. So, I see Ron Ladowski here. Hello, Ron. Chip, any word from the CDC regarding cruises longer than 7 days? No, I mean, it was reported on Friday that they were gonna get rid of that rule. I haven't seen anything specifically that it actually has gone forth, but I suspect that's almost a guarantee, but it's definitely going to happen right there. Carlos is here. Do you think Royal Caribbean will limit cruise capacity? And if so, how will they determine that? Yes, they will. I don't know how they're going to determine that. It's a really good question, Carlos. Up until now, what they have done in that scenario is they have canceled cruises and then reissued them. For Alaska, they actually didn't do that. For Alaska, they are Vacationers Podcast. Thank you for subscribing. They went in a different direction for that one. They opted to basically just reopen the bookings. I'm not sure, quite frankly, how they're going to handle all that with capacity. They have not divulged information. DM, how are you going to prove you're vaccinated? You're going to have to show the original card. That's, as of right now, that is what Royal Caribbean's policy says. Your CDC card, not a photo, not an app. You got to have the real card right there. So, let's see. Other questions for you. These are good questions. Dennis, is Royal Caribbean doing test sailings? How can I sign up? They applied to do test sailings. That's all the really big news is Royal Caribbean applied on Friday to start test cruises. Now, they haven't gotten approval yet from the CDC, but they're expecting it pretty darn soon because the CDC has said that, when a cruise line applies for a test cruise, they should have a response within 5 days of that application. So obviously that was Friday. I don't know if Royal Caribbean will announce when they get approval or whatnot. But there is in terms of volunteers and could you be a volunteer on a test cruise, that still remains to be seen if Royal will pull from that pool. What I mean by that is, yes, as many of you, if not all of you, are keenly aware, Royal Caribbean had that sign-up process to be a volunteer cruiser. Remember that? I think all of us signed up for it. But, they'll probably go back first on asking, cruising line employees, maybe even some travel agents there. But it remains to be seen what's going to happen. April Harris, thank you for subscribing. And Karen McCollin, thank you for subscribing as well. So, Rowan wants to know, do you know if Harmony of the Seas will sail this September or think it will be by then in Europe? Let me put it this way, Rowan. In terms of the exact restart plans, we just simply don't know yet. It's certainly, I think we can all agree that right now, restart plans are looking more and more likely as opposed to wouldn't it be nice? But we still don't have a firm sense on that. Christopher Clarkson, Royal Caribbean doesn't require proof if you're leaving American ports according to Royal Caribbean. I think you should reread the instructions, my friend. It clearly says on their website, and it's at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. You can see the screenshot of it that they're going to require. In fact, they specifically say you need to have the card and not a photo of it or something like that. Now, if you called Royal Caribbean and you asked them this, I'm not surprised you got differing information. Unfortunately, with Royal Caribbean, we love them, but it takes a little bit of time to disseminate information through the ranks, if you will. So, but it's clearly stated you need that on their website. Vicky wants to know, does anyone know if travel insurance is mandatory to board a ship for a cruise? It is not mandatory, certainly not in the U.S. It is not. It's an optional thing. I think it's a really good idea to get one. It's just like all insurance. As soon as you need it, it's like the best investment you ever had, quite frankly. So, Jan, since Royal Caribbean is bringing Odyssey back to Port Everglades, that's not confirmed, Jan, but it looks that way. Just keep that in mind. Oh, I mean, they're coming in November, but whatever. Anyway, do you think Royal will use Odyssey for the test cruises? It's a great question, Jan. I have no idea. I really don't. Let's assume that the rumor is, by the way, Odyssey is coming to Port Everglades earlier than November, but that's just a rumor. I'll leave it at that. But I really don't know, Jan. It's a really good question. I'm not sure what to expect. Lonnie, you can buy fake vaccine cards that look just like the real thing. Yeah, and you can also buy fake IDs, and you can do a lot of things that are illegal and immoral and whatnot. That's not just related to that. Just don't be a jerk. Bottom line. I mean, yeah, you can do that. Doesn't mean everyone's going to do it. And if you... Let me put it this way. I mean, I would really hope that most people who are going on a cruise are not going to go to that kind of a length. There's a lot of ways that could be, obviously, they could get in trouble for that, but I'm going to leave that alone. I'm just saying that, yes, of course, there's a way to circumvent the system. There's always going to be workarounds and people who try to, basically, try to get around everything, right? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's the world we live in, but it's not saying that it's going to be a rampant, widespread kind of thing. We have an epic, oh my God, woo! Slap your grandma super chat. 12th man proud, so happy sailing is happening. We have to bring our vaccination card. They won't have you upload it right now. And thank you, Eric, for the super chat. My goodness, very generous. Right now, based on what we've seen on the website, it says you have to bring the card. Now, would there be another option? I don't know. I mean, they haven't, released the full gamut of everything. So what I'm telling you, and B-Dub, thanks for the subscription as well. Everything I'm telling you is based on what Royal Caribbean has posted on its website. And they basically say you need to bring the original card there. Beyond that, could things change? Absolutely. I think we've got to realize that throughout this process, whether we're talking about tomorrow, next week, when I get on Adventure of the Seas, when Joe Mock gets on Adventure of the Seas the week after, policies can change. So we've got to be understanding of it. There's going to be some changes there. M-Jobs, thank you for subscribing as well. So I agree, Don. Couldn't agree more. Let's see. Trying to get some more questions in here. Yeah, that's right, damn it, man. Follow the rules, no cutting corners. There you go. There you go. Andre Jones with the super chat. Thank you, Andre. Heard 5 people test positive on Odyssey of the Seas. Andre, I'm so glad you brought that up because, guys, can I get on my soapbox for a second? Do you guys want like a 37-second rant? 37-second rant? Because Andre brought up, I want to bring this up. The Odyssey news, it's not news. It is not. 5 cases, positive people on board a ship is not news. We need to stop highlighting every single little case on a cruise ship because it's COVID on a cruise ship. We had in Florida, in the state of Florida yesterday, just yesterday, 1,500 cases of COVID-19. That's a really good day over here. 1,500. And you know what? When that gets announced in the news around here, that's like after the weather, before the sports. You know what I mean? It is. Can we please stop reporting on little things like that? Not only does it perpetuate the stereotype that cruise ships are floating petri dishes, but it is doing us all a disservice in the sense that there are good protocols in place. That is why, by the way, these folks were tested, they were caught, they were quarantined, and obviously they were taken off the ship to get treatment. Fantastic. That is how it is supposed to work. Everything worked exactly right. But unfortunately, I can write 17 pages explaining why this is all good. Doesn't matter. The fact is, there are People freaking Magazine wrote about it on their website. Are you kidding me? It's not news. So Andre, no, I'm not lashing out at you. I'm not lashing out at you. I'm lashing out at this. We need to move away from 1 case is newsworthy. 5 case, it's not. It is not. The protocols are working. Let's remember that. That's why I am ready to go back on a cruise. I think so many other people as well. Kenny gave with the super chat. Thank you, Kenny. 1 case will be on TV, and that's why we need to stop spreading like these articles about Odyssey of the Season, the 5 people. Like, it doesn't matter, you know. It's not news. Okay, case on a cruise ship is not news, so I'm not reporting on it because it's not news. But obviously, that's my own editorial decision. I'm not against, by the way, negative news against Royal Caribbean. That's not my style. I just want to put that out there. Hey, Jeff Cavello's here. I agree. The pandemic is winding down in the U.S. and globally. Thanks to vaccine and other measures, it's time to start moving on until things regress. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more, Jeff. Good to see you, buddy. Ron Ladowski with the super chat. Thank you, Jeff. I'm not the 12th man Prouds League, but I'm trying to keep up with the good work, Matt. I appreciate any and all support. Thank you, Ron. You've been a supporter from way back when. Still are, by the way. So thank you, Ron, for your super chat. I appreciate it. Hello, Sherry. Awesome Sunsets. Welcome. Teresa Miller was watching a tour of Odyssey. Cool things in the elevator to keep them clean. It's really amazing what they've done with that ship. Absolutely. Mike Wolf, hallelujah. Preach, Matt. Take us to church. Well, I appreciate it. I knew it was gonna come up here in the discussion tonight. And again, I'm not lashing out at Andre. And I hope, Andre, you're not taking this as a personal attack on you. It's not on you. I'm just saying in general. And let me tell you something. My fellow bloggers and writers and vloggers and all them, I hope they also take heed of this because, listen, if we're the champions of cruising, which we are, we're obviously biased, all that, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we get that. But if we're the kind of people who are like, we miss cruising, it's been 15 months, it's 15 months too long, we want to go back on a cruise ship, the time is now, we got to stop reporting on silly little things like this. That's all. If there's a real case, if there's a real story, that's a whole different story. That's a whole different issue altogether. But this is not one of them. That's all I'm saying. So, Kathy, thank you for subscribing. Fred Parker, hello. Thanks for your updates. I'm so confused about the current protocols. Can you please explain what is happening? What's up, Fred? So, basically, we kind of talked about the full protocols we don't know yet. But essentially, Fred, if you're of age to be vaccinated, you will need to be vaccinated to go on Royal Caribbean. That's all you have to know. Unless you're a child who is between the age of 12 or 16, there's a little bit of variation there. But beyond that, obviously, I'm pretty darn sure, Fred, you're not of that age. You need to be vaccinated to go on a cruise. Teresa, Mike sent a super chat, and he's a cool kid. I got to try and keep up. We love Mike Wolf. He's a great guy. Teresa, thank you for your super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So, April, what do you think about Independence of the Seas? Great ship. Love Independence. You got a major update in 2018. You'll like that quite a bit. Jared wants to know, speaking of Odyssey of the Seas, do you know what Broadway shows will be? No, Royal Caribbean hasn't announced it yet. You know, it's interesting. Royal Caribbean Senior Vice President of Entertainment, Nick Weir, was talking on Twitter. This was a number of weeks ago now, but he was talking about bringing back Chicago, the Broadway musical, on board. And I don't know if that's really going to, maybe that's for Odyssey, maybe that he's just whimsically talking, but there was some heavy Chicago chat going on right there and all that jazz. Jeff, see what I did there? All that jazz, Chicago, get it? I worked a Broadway reference in, and I was really subtle about it. Anyway, that could be it, but I really don't know. They haven't really said much else beyond that. Certainly nothing official. So, Mike McAvoy, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. This is not Kraken. This is water. If I was having Kraken right now, guys, it would be all over the place. That's all I got to say. Hey, Rich O from MEI Travel. Hello and welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us here. What show is on Symphony? Symphony has Flight, which is an original production. Really great. And they also have Hairspray on board, right? Or is it Grease? No, Grease. No, Grease. I was confused. Which Harmony has? There's Harmony and Symphony. One has Hairspray. One has Grease. I forgot that. Lolita Loca in the house. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. Wow. I'll pay you back in drinks on board. Adventure of the Seas. I agree. We got to stop highlighting minimal asymptomatic cases that the protocols are catching and handling. What do you think will be the check-in for Adventure of the Seas? Brother. When do you think? Not what do you think. When do I think? Thank you for the super chat. Very kind of you. Unnecessary, but thank you. Appreciate your support. When do I think? I hope it's this week. I mean, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty at this point, right? My hope is this. Number one, we're going to have the new protocols released this week. And then number two, the check-in would follow that henceforth. If we can get to this point next week and be in the clear, that would be fantastic. By the way, guys, make sure you follow Tony. He's a great guy on his own YouTube channel. And crushing it, talking about all cruises there. So, Jeff Cadell, Oasis has Cats, now and forever, playing at the Winter Garden Theater and on Oasis of the Seas. Jeff, my oldest daughter is obsessed with cats. I'm sorry, I don't care for cats at all. My wife, who's a huge Broadway fan, hates cats. But my oldest daughter, obsessed. Maybe it's because Tay-Tay's in the movie. But the Cats is coming to our local theater, I think, in this coming season that's been released, and she's dying to go there. So, Fred, thanks for answering my question. I'm not that young yet. I didn't think so, Fred. But that appears to be the reality for the vaccines right there, is they're going to be required. Basically, and again, Fred, I would recommend you take a look at the new video I posted earlier today with Richard Fain, who is the Royal Caribbean Group Chairman and CEO, in which he basically said, while we're not going to have 95% of our passengers vaccinated, if you're of the age to be vaccinated, you will need to be to go on a cruise. That's the bottom line right there. Now, could there be some fine print and other things and other policies there? Absolutely. Guys, I don't have access to more information than you guys have seen at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, so keep that in mind. And we have another super chat. My goodness, Big Dog Ron in the house with the super chat. I enjoy sailing on... I'm not saying it, Ron. Ron enjoys sailing on cruise ships where the rum is flowing, the tequila is available, and the bartenders are happy to serve you. Ron, appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for the super chat. Hope you are feeling a little bit better today, and it is good to see you. I promise to bring you as much content as I can so that the FOMO is real, but at least you can enjoy the content while you're begrudgingly shaking your head. Jen Fagan with an epic super chat. Woo! Can we wear cargo shorts in the main dining room if I bedazzle them? Bedazzled cargo shorts, and then they're kind of like formal night, right? I'm not touching that one, Chan. Thank you so much for the super chat. My goodness. Thank you. Sundar has got a question for us. Now that the bill has been signed off by the president, woohoo, by the way, when is the first sailing to Alaska? Yes, Alaska. Can you remember that? We're going to Alaska this year. So there's 2 ships sailing to Alaska this year, not next year. This summer, you can go on a cruise to Alaska. 2 Royal Caribbean ships, Serenade of the Seas and Ovation of the Seas. I'm getting the dates on this because Serenade is in July, and Serenade. The first sailing of Serenade will be July 19th, 2021. Ovation will be August 13th, 2021. Is anyone booked on either of these sailings? Because Alaska Cruises might be the first U.S. right now. It is the first U.S. sailings to resume, which is incredible to think about. Last month, I would have sat here and be like, there's really no way these cruises are going to happen, in my opinion. So shows what I know. But Larry Rickman, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I'll be at Coco Key July 6th. Bring your snorkel equipment. Heard we are required to wear a yellow vest. Don't want to rent, rather buy. Still required. That's an excellent question. I know you can bring your own equipment. Yes. I don't know how that works, quite frankly. Like, I mean, could you take your snorkel equipment and go off the coast anywhere and just start, snorkeling? Would anybody stop you? I don't know the answer to that question. I don't. Maybe someone in our chat knows that, but maybe someone. I don't know. It's an excellent question. I wish I could give you the answer, but I simply don't know. So, David Slock, I booked Ovation for September 10th. Nice. RMPA, so the Alaska cruise, hopefully back down to Australia. I hope that for all our Aussie friends down there, they had the opportunity to go on a cruise sooner than later. I mean, listen, here's what I'll tell you guys down under. Like a month or 2 ago, we looked like being in the same situation as you guys. A lot can change, especially as the vaccine starts getting to you guys over there. So, yeah. And we've got another epic super chat. Woo! Joanne Griffith. Thank you so much. Thanks for keeping our dreams alive. Do you think Odyssey of the Seas will be selling out of Port Everglades this summer? The rumor mill seems to think so, Joanne. I mean, there's a lot of... The reason why, by the way, let me backtrack for a second. Why does Joanne think that... is asking me why do I think Odyssey will be selling out of Port Everglades this summer? I'm going to forget the CDC stuff for a second, Joanne, if that's okay with you. The reason why is if you go into Royal Caribbean's app, if you go into Cruising Power, which is the travel agent side of things, they're starting to see evidently listings for Odyssey of the Seas out of Port Everglades. Now, it has not been confirmed or announced by Royal Caribbean, so take this all with a grain of salt. It is a rumor, so things can change. It certainly looks like it could go in that direction, and it would make a lot of logical sense because in November, we know for a fact Odyssey will be there. But the plan was originally for Odyssey to come over from Europe and come to Port Everglades. But so if you're going to start the season earlier, I guess it makes more sense to just start the season earlier, I guess. So, Jason, Richard Fain was on BBC UK this week about the reopening of Royal Caribbean in the UK and the USA in July. Is that true? He was on the BBC. Yes, that was true. And I think he was talking about basically about Alaska in terms of July, because that is basically the plan right now. There could be more ships sailing. Don't forget in the UK, Jason, you've got Anthem of the Seas. We know that's happening this summer because that's already been announced, confirmed. She'll be sailing in July to our English friends over there out of Southampton. So, Aloha Mail. By the way, Aloha Mail, he already signed the bill. It is law. It got signed earlier this evening, about 4 o'clock or so. So that the PVSA, not the Jones Act, the PVSA is officially circumvented. Ding dong. The witch is dead for at least like 6 months. It's been signed. It is law. Cruise ships can go to Alaska from Seattle without stopping in Canada, which obviously you can't do because of legal reasons. So amazing. And it passed unanimously. I want to give a big shout out to my friend Jeff Cavello, who's here. He posted a great point on Twitter earlier. He said, listen, in this day and age of politics and divisiveness and this and that, us versus them, this color versus that color, this was passed unanimously actually it wasn't passed unanimously. It was not objected unanimously in the House of Representatives and the Senate. That's a big deal. So good to see that. Crystal Frank, thank you for the super chat. Who do I have to super chat for Bayonne to sail at the end of August? Now, Crystal, I'm curious. Serious answer here. Did you read on RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com last week? I reached out to Port Bayonne. I said, Bayonne, Cape Liberty, Crystal Frank, one of my viewers here on YouTube, wants to know what's going on. And they were like, listen, we're not going to tell you the answer, but because Crystal wants to know, I'm going to tell you. And the answer, here's the good news, Crystal. Basically, the Bayonne said they're ready. They're just waiting for the cruise ship. That was their answer. There's an official statement. I posted it last week at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com if you want to see the official statement there. But you're not going to run, the Royal Caribbean does not, it appears anyway, Royal Caribbean will not run into an issue with like, oh, we want to start cruises, but Bayonne won't let us. Does not appear to be the case at all. So make sure you, that's good news right there. That's really, really good news, to say the least. Mark the Shark, hello and welcome. We have another amazing epic super chat. Woo! 12th man proud again. Holy moly, slap your grandma. It is that good of a super chat. Any recommendations for excursions in Alaska going on August 20th? Oh my goodness, yes. Number one, there's a lot of great blog posts at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, but I'll tell you this, in Juneau, I would recommend going to Mendenhall Glacier Park. Amazing, must do, just walk around. It's incredible. Skagway, the train thing, the train tour, the White Pass train is really popular. That's a great thing. You definitely want to check that out as well. That's incredible. I don't know where else you might be going. Maybe Sitka. I've never been there before, so I'll defer to perhaps one Becky Menken from MEI Travel, because Becky has gone to Alaska and I believe Sitka a number of times there. But the excursions cost a lot of money in Alaska, but they are well worth it. It's worth it to save your pennies and go on those kind of excursions because they are just simply that impressive. They're going to be pricey, but how often do you have the opportunity to go onto a glacier? How often do you have an opportunity to pet little cute puppy dog? Oh, they're not really puppy dogs, but little cute dogs that are pulling your sled. It's an amazing experience. You got to do that. Absolutely. Steve Cohen recommending the helicopter and train tour. There you go. Fantastic news right there. Joette, what about Baltimore New England cruise? Well, unfortunately, the bill that was signed into law today by President Biden does not apply to New England. It only applies to Pacific Northwest cruises, Alaska cruises, because the bill specifically states it has to be cruises out of Seattle. So unfortunately, it does not apply to New England cruises, unless, now of course, Canada could rescind their issues altogether. That's entirely, that ban could go away, which is then open that up. But essentially the Canadian issue is still present for those New England cruises, I'm sorry to say. April Perlman, do you know, what about Governor DeSantis signing the bill in Florida? You cannot ask someone his vaccination card. It's a great question, April. I don't think anyone really knows the answer to that. It's still very much a legal quandary. We don't know the answer to that one yet. And we got another super chat coming in. Woo! Sharon Stockman. Thank you for the super chat, Sharon. Thank you. With Richard Fain saying that most will be required to be vaccinated, do you believe there'll be a workaround Florida law? Oh, they have no. My take on it, and again, could be wrong. My take on it, Sharon, was Royal basically said this: we can't hit the 95% threshold to bypass test cruises because we have so many kids on board, right? You know, like my kids. My kids are 10 and 6. They are not eligible to get the vaccine, so that's 2 on there. And they just won't be able to hit that threshold. Thus, they have to do the conventional CDC test cruises in order to garner permission. In my opinion, that decision has nothing to do with Florida's law. I am sure that the lawyers out there are figuring all this stuff out and trying to find a way. I certainly am not smart enough to know the answer to that one. But no, I don't think it has to do with Florida law. I think it's purely about the CDC for that particular decision. Thank you again, Sharon, for the super chat. And we have another super chat coming in. Chip Gaines. Thank you, Chip. Finally able to catch you live since our last cruise was canceled this year. We booked a back-to-back out of Vancouver, June 2022. Nice. I have a back-to-back out of Vancouver booked in June 2022. Is it June or May? It's very early in the Alaska season, but awesome, dude. What a great, I can tell you from firsthand experience, that's a great cruise to look forward to, because I'm looking forward to it as well. So, Mr. Shadow, blame Canada. No, we love our Canadian friends down there. B-Dub, how similar are ships in the same class? Is it hard to find many differences, for example, Quantum and Anthem? Excellent question. You know, B-Dub, about 10, 15 years ago, the answer would have been they're very similar. They're pretty much carbon copies, a couple minor differences. But over the last couple of years, Royal has really spent a lot of time differentiating ships between the class. So yes, you would see a lot of noticeable differences. It's not structurally they're all the same, right? Quantum and Anthem, they both have North Star, they both have Seaplex. Obviously, the entertainment and the dining are the two most noticeable changes on board. You really see some significant changes in other classes. At the Voyager class or the Freedom class, because of the recent amplifications, they're all over the place. I mean, Mariner of the Seas has the Skypad. Navigator of the Seas doesn't have the Skypad, but has two other water slides that no other ship has. Independence of the Seas has a Skypad. Liberty doesn't. Liberty had to get updated at all because of COVID. Freedom of the Seas got completely different upgrades and upgraded Giovanni's table. So there's a lot more mishmash, but generally speaking, they're more similar than they're not, if that answers your question. Michael Connors, other than the crew members holding your tongues at the buffet, what changes will be made to the Windjammer? I'm not aware of any other change, Michael. I know on Quantum of the Seas they made some other changes, but Quantum is sailing in Singapore, completely different experience, no vaccinations over there. So it's not exactly, I wouldn't consider that to be apples to apples, what we should expect here in the States, if that makes sense. So, Carlos, any word on Symphony of the Seas? Nothing new to report, my friend, unfortunately. Archie the Archie, if you could sail on one Royal Caribbean ship for the rest of your cruising life, what would I choose? I think I would have to choose an Oasis class so that I have the most variety and space on board, I guess, right? Harmony of the Seas. Got to go with that one. Plus, they have Sabor on there. Yeah, I could find my way to surviving on Harmony of the Seas for the rest of my existence. Jonesy, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Welcome. Sophie Burns is here. Hello, Sophie. Good to see you. Long time no see. Sophie writes, do you think Royal Caribbean will ever sail out of Mobile, Alabama? I mean, I never say never, obviously, but I don't see them doing that in the short term, Sophie. I just don't foresee that being the case. Keith Bruce, if the new guidelines is for both vaccinated and non-vaccinated, do you think we'll have to give out wristbands to wear so guests who are vaccinated to wear instead of constantly showing cards? That's an excellent question. I don't think, to answer your question, I don't know the answer. I don't think you'll have to be constantly showing cards on the ship. I think really the role of the vaccine card is to get on board initially, like the boarding process. But it's an excellent question, Keith, because a lot of people have brought that up. How would you know? Will it be the honor system? Will it be some sort of a visual, a wristband or I wish I had the answer. I really don't. I know more than you guys do. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, it's actually, there's a lot of, it's funny, we get information and it's like, yay, updates, and it's like, oh no, wait, I have 8 more questions now. That's the nature of the beast. So I'm hopeful, going back to what we were talking with Tony earlier, I'm hopeful we're going to get more updates sooner than later. Don't forget, Royal Caribbean has Adventure of the Seas going out in less than 3 weeks, and Celebrity Cruises, which obviously is in the Royal Caribbean brand, is starting her cruises in less than 2 weeks, June 5th. So they don't have 6 months to figure all this out. They're going to have to put out the updates, and it's going to have to be sooner than later. So, Jeff Letter, will each ship require a test cruise or just each port? Each ship will have to get a test cruise. The ports are not related to that, but yes, each ship will have to be independently verified by the CDC. Yep. Let's see. Jin Megsy. Do you see the need for diamond lounges to get bigger as more people become diamond? No. I mean, I think number one, not everyone necessarily spends all their time in the diamond lounge. I'm a diamond member. I rarely go in the diamond lounge. I mean, I like the perks of it, but I get my diamond drink coupons and I go somewhere else. It's fine for what I'm doing. I don't see them really dedicating space to it. I don't think it's necessarily the best. I mean, obviously customer loyalty is important to them, but they would be the first to tell you that they offer more space. And also, on that note, on ships when there's a lot extra diamond members, they expand the space as needed. As an example, on Harmony of the Seas, if the diamond lounge is not sufficient because there's a lot of diamond members on board, they will take over the Blaze nightclub. On Brilliance of the Seas, they will take over parts of the Viking Crown Lounge as well. So there is some flexibility there. Don't look at it just purely on that point. So, Stephen Domingue, I'm sorry I mispronounced your name. Stephen, thank you for the super chat, buddy. When do you think Royal Caribbean will start amplifying ships again? Ooh, I would say when the cash flow really starts coming in there and like maybe they're not losing hundreds of millions of dollars. Right now they're losing billions of dollars. If they could maybe start getting that closer back to like a break-even point, where from a business sense it makes sense to spend that money, then so. But I don't think that'll be like off the bat, certainly, Steven. I would think it would be a little while to go. Again, I don't know that I would have told you if you would ask me last week, Matt, do you think they're going to require the vaccine on all cruises and like everything that they've announced? Alaska, will they announce Alaska cruises for this summer last week? I would have said, nah, it's not going to happen. So, Steven, I don't know more than you do, but my sense of it, because it's a business decision, right, and they're losing a lot of money right now, it would be logical to not do ship upgrades, amplifications like that until there's a little more cash flow. So, let's see here. Melcaps, hello, Melanie. Which ships do you think they will do trial cruises on from Port Liberty? Oasis? Take it to, I mean, really flip a coin. I really have, that's a great question. I have no idea. I really have no idea. Don't forget, Mel, the ports don't need to get approved by the CDC, just the ships. So if like Oasis was approved in Port Everglades, she gets approval, she could sail out of Port Liberty. My understanding of it. We have another super chat coming in. My goodness. Blair, Fox, Love, and the Blair Show. Thank you so much for the super chat. Round of applause right there. Thank you. Question. Me and my family are going on Allure this season next year, June 19th, 2022, on our first Mediterranean cruise, leaving out of Barcelona. Do you think Allure will go in the dry dock before our cruise? I don't expect that to. Number one, she already went in the dry dock last year. She did go in for her maintenance work, but I know what you're asking, Blair. Will Allure get water slides and all those other things we heard about she was going to get? Again, piggybacking on Steven's question just a little while ago, I don't think they're going to spend the money on upgrades until like they actually have money to spend on the upgrades. Certainly, June 19th is a little more than a year from now. A lot can happen between now and then. But there's two reasons why I don't anticipate that being the case. And I could be dead wrong on this, by the way. But you asked my opinion. Here's my opinion. Number one, they already did the upgrade last summer. So I don't see that happening for that reason. The money issue, that was really number one. And number two, they already did the upgrade. They did the refurbishment, the under the hood work last summer. And typically, not always, but typically, Royal tries to time when a ship goes in to get upgrades like water slides and all this other stuff when the ship is due anyway for her maintenance work. They try to kill two birds with one stone kind of situation. Thank you for the super chat. Rowan, do you know what kind of live shows or events will be working in? Is everything back to normal on board the ships? Well, obviously the ships aren't operating yet. From what we can tell, and again, I based on what we heard earlier today from Richard Fain, it's going to be more similar than not. There may be some limitations, but the experience on board should be pretty darn close. And you can thank the vaccines for that one, because early on, in all of this, it seemed like, they're going to have to scale back a lot of things. On Quantum of the Seas, which started in December, they banned karaoke. Because obviously you're karaoke. What are you doing karaoke? You're expelling, right? Anyway, I maybe that will be available now because everyone's going to be vaccinated on Adventure of the Seas. We'll have to see. I don't know the answer, Rowan. It's a good question. Mark Satori says, man, I dig the smaller ships. Listen, man, I used to think it was all about the big ships. Then I went on Brilliance of the Seas, and I love Brilliance. That's a small ship. Great ship. Love the Radiance class. So I'm with you on that, man. Steve Cohen, what's up, Steve? I wouldn't expect anything to be amped until 2022 after every ship is sailing and they're profitable again. I would think their balance sheet would be a really good indicator. Going back to what Steven and Blair were asking, I feel like you got to wait for that balance sheet to even itself out, so to speak. So, in my opinion, again, guys, I believe it or not, I don't know more than you guys do. Taiwo with the super chat. Thank you, Taiwo Lee, for the super chat. Is that like karaoke, or is that singing, or is that love? I'm not sure, but Taiwo Lee, back to you, buddy. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Dennis, since they're all there's a typo there, Dennis. I'm not sure I understand your question. He says, since they're all back to back, is that what you're asking? Cruises, do you think they will also allow longer than 7-day cruises as well? Well, I can answer the second part, your main question. Will the CDC allow cruises longer than 7 nights? I mean, it was widely reported on Friday, I believe, that was going to be the case. that the CDC was gonna relent in that and allow longer than 7-night cruises. I don't believe they've actually made that change yet, but it seems like it's going to happen. It's like it's that in between state where it's not quite rumor, but not quite 100%. It's in that like we know it's going to happen, but it hasn't happened yet. Situation right there. So, excuse me. Jeremy Piper, really digging your channel, my brother and there's a comma there. Really digging your channel. My brother and I are set to cruise on Alert this season September. We're both fully vaccinated and have our passports. Let's go cruising. Guys, are you guys ready for cruises? I am. Like, it's actually happening. It's actually happening. We love it. I mean, do we have any French Canadians in the chat tonight? Because I gotta say, it's all coming back to me now. I really feel like it's all coming back to me now. So are there any French Canadians in the chat today? Any Quebecois? Fred Barker, I'm just waiting for all back to normal again. I mean, really normal. Just love things to be easy and safe. Imagine that. Yeah, and listen, based on what Richard Fain said earlier today, we're gonna be a lot closer to that, man. It's gonna be very similar. Wendy says bonjour. I don't think Wendy, you're from. I mean, Axel went to McGill. That's kind of like that. We know one person from Quebec in here. I know we have a lot of Canadian friends in here, but nobody from Canada, huh? Or from Quebec, I should say. Well, I was gonna sing a little something, because it is all coming back to me now. But Teresa, ready to cruise? Come on, July 16th, September 20th, and November 20th. Teresa, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, that is those are. Listen, it's Teresa, to piggyback on that. Isn't it? It's surreal now. Like, these cruises are actually going to happen. Right? Jin Megsy, so I'm confused. Is Royal Caribbean going down the test cruise path or the vaccination path? Test cruise path, but they're going to require the vaccine. That's the easiest way to explain it. They're still doing test cruises because they will not get to 95% vaccinations on board of passengers. Thus, they have to do the test cruises. But that still means they're still requiring the vaccine. It might be, but they're not going to get 95. Does that make sense? No Celine Dion? All right, well, Terry doesn't want me to sing Celine Dion, but I think it's a really appropriate song for this. Church Planning Catalyst just joining in, and we'll have to watch. Excited to see YouTube videos of crew members back. Some didn't load videos until out of quarantine. It's awesome. We love it. Yes. Nathan, good evening, Nathan. A little disappointing that Empress got sold. I mean, there were a lot of ships, unfortunately, that met their demise a little earlier than they probably should have been. Chief among them, Empress and Majesty of the Seas. So. Tom Hooley, I have a lot of relatives in Quebec. How long do you think they will sail out of the Bahamas? I think, Tom, the answer to that may also be how quickly Royal can resume cruises from the U.S. I think while there is a lot of people who are willing, like myself, to go down to the Bahamas to hop on a cruise ship, I think overwhelmingly Royal is saying there's a lot more demand for cruises to go out of the U.S. So I think for that reason, they're kind of holding back in that they're not going to maybe go longer. But basically what I'm trying to say, Tom, is the longer this goes, in the sense of like cruise ships not sailing, then the better the chances of cruises from the Bahamas would be an option. But again, as I've said a number of times, I don't know more than you guys do, but that's just kind of my thing. Yeah, Axel, the 95% is because of the kids. That's correct. There's essentially too many kids on board a Royal Caribbean ship typically, so that would be unvaccinated. They would not be able to get the 95% there. So, Lori, how do we know which sailings qualify for double points? Every sailing, assuming you book it between now and the end of June this year, 2021, and you take your cruise between now and September 2022. Any cruise in that time frame, if you book it before June and you sail before September 2022, you are good to go. Have I seen the movie Like Father? I have not, which is really sad because I was on the ship when they filmed it, but I've not seen it yet. So, Amy Rodriguez has Royal Caribbean announced which U.S. ports they will be starting from. No, they have not. They have not mentioned. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Sorry, I'm wrong. They did. They announced one so far, Seattle, Washington. We know for sure, beginning in July, Serenade of the Seas will sail out of Seattle to Alaska. And Ovation of the Seas will sail out of Seattle as well to Alaska. Now, there could be more. Amy, don't take that to mean that there won't be anything before that. Or I think we obviously expect there to be a lot more East Coast options. So that remains to be seen. But at the very least, we know Alaska. So that is one. Kenny K, decent flick on Netflix. I got to watch it. It's not that I don't want to see it. I've been lazy. I don't know. So, Stephen Z, thank you for the super chat. Before the night is over, super chat challenge. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, Becky, I'm so excited for those cruises. I mean, real cruises from the U.S. is amazing. And obviously, the poor people of Alaska who've been struggling. I mean, imagine what's happening to Alaska is kind of like if Florida, if all of a sudden Disney World, Universal, and SeaWorld, all the theme parks shut down for 15 months. Like that would have they did shut down, to be fair, for a very small period of time in 2020, but they reopened since last summer. So that period was quite short. So, but anyway, imagine you had no tourists coming to Florida for 15 months. I mean, it would be devastating. And that's really what the people in Alaska are dealing with, unfortunately. So, yeah. Crystal, what is my first U.S. cruise this year? I can't say. Don't worry, it's not that exciting. But I might have booked something recently. So, Curtis, do you think Symphony of the Seas will sell out of Miami in August? I'm not sure. It's still too early to know exactly what to expect. Susan Westfall with a super chat. Thank you, Susan. Appreciate it. Oh gosh, no, not the super chat challenge. You guys have been way too generous tonight already. Like the threshold for what Matt deserves is way down here, and the level of donos are up here. So thank you very much. But you're way too kind. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your generosity, Teresa. Thank you, Jonesy. Thank you, but I don't deserve it. Thank you very much, though. It's very kind of you guys. Sarah Racine, so they're requiring the vaccine for all cruisers over a certain age. Is that where we are currently? That is correct. That's a great way of looking at it, Sarah. Yes. Oh no, Sharon, thank you for the super chat. Gosh. Kimberly, what is Royal Caribbean going to do for people who can't get a vaccine? I'm told I cannot get a refund. I'm not sure. They haven't really announced the full policy yet, Kimberly. And that's an excellent question because there are some people who are unwilling, unable to get the vaccine. Perhaps there are a lot of people who have certain medical conditions in which they can't do it. And even if they wanted to. So I don't know how that's going to work. I know at the very least, you can definitely contact the cruise line and plead your case. I'm not sure if there'll be a more formal procedure going forward. So that's the best answer I can give you. Tony Diaz, thank you for the super chat. What's up, Tony? You're not part of the challenge. So I'm not sighing at that. But Tony, thank you for the super chat. And oh my God, gosh. All right, thank you, Monroe, for the super chat. Joe Mock, thank you for the super chat. Archie, thank you again for the super chat. Jonesy, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Shootupu. I think so. Do I understand correctly that I'm booked out of Tampa on Brilliance in October? The ship needs to be certified with the CDC and needs an agreement with any U.S. port. Essentially, yes, you've got that right. That's basically what you should expect there. Man Proud, thank you so much. Again, you're way too generous. You alone don't need to be giving me any money anymore. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. And Bob Wise, thank you for the super chat as well. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you guys so much. But again, not necessary. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. I mean, listen, I love hearing the doo-doo as much as anybody. So, Jeremy wants to know, what's the full capacity of Allure of the Seas? Are you talking pre-COVID or now? Now we don't know. Pre-COVID, it was around 5,500 passengers or so, give or take. Depends on the configuration and whatnot. Danny DiMatteo, thank you, Danny, for the super chat. One of my favorite bits we've got going on here. You obviously don't have to give me a super chat every time you want to do that bit, but I appreciate it anyway, Danny. Thank you very much. James Cullen with another super chat. Worth every dime, dude. And shout out to our good friends at MEI Travel. Now that I can say yes to, because that's absolutely true. Our good friends, MEI Travel. We got a lot of friends in our chat already tonight who are from there, whether it's Richo, Becky, Jennifer Kellen, a lot of our good friends there. Thank you guys so much for everything that they do, because they are truly the unsung heroes. They're the ones who do all the hard work. I just sit here. Listen, I got the boyish good looks. I got that Brad Pitt thing going for me. Not bad, but the travel agents do the real hard work right there. So, Cindy Rendon, I survived not cruising because of Matt. Thanks, Matt. Challenge accepted. Thank you, Cindy. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Tom, my boy. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, you're too kind, Tom. Thank you. I appreciate it. Jonesy, with another super chat to buy me Carl's Jr.'s. I don't think we have Carl's Jr.'s around here. I think we're in Hardee's country, my friend. I think. I'm pretty sure we don't have Carl's Jr.'s. I think it's a West Coast thing. But anyway, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. So, Beverly Judica, my husband did contact the president of Royal Caribbean, and they responded by saying that our July 3rd cruise is still happening. That is like Beverly, I'm glad you brought that up. Guys, it's really been lost in the shuffle here. But Royal Caribbean never canceled July cruises. Like Norwegian, canceled July. Norwegian canceled like everything through August. Carnival, canceled July. Disney, canceled July. Like everybody canceled July except for Royal. What do you guys think? Do you think it's actually going to happen? I don't know. It's crazy. Charnel with the epic super chat. Woo! Thank you, Charnel. Challenge accepted. Sorry, I'm late. Thanks, Matt, for everything, Charnel. Thank you for your generosity. Way too kind. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's totally unnecessary. But thank you for... Guys, stop it. Stop. You save your money. Buy yourself Starbucks tomorrow or something. My goodness. Kenny K with the super chat. Like and subscribe challenge. We'll be thinking of your channel with the Mai Tais next week. Have a Mai Tai for me, buddy. Thank you, Kenny, as always. Texas Firefighter. Time to cruise. Yes. And Harvey Carrero with super chat. Thank you, Harvey. Would love to go on a group cruise with you and Tony. Love all the information. With cruises restarting, there'll be a new opportunity to do a lot more group cruises. I'm just waiting for, obviously, those firm restart plans, and we'll be good to go. Coast Guard vet, with full vaccinated cruises going out, what is the rationale for still having COVID protocols, such as crew members doing the serving at the Windjam Air? Don't forget, it won't be full vaccinated cruises, Coast Guard vet. Not on the Royal Caribbean. I believe Norwegian will be. But Royal Caribbean will not be fully vaccinated. Kids, anybody under the age of 12 or maybe even 16 up to a certain point will not be vaccinated. So I hope that makes sense. Monroe, Royal Caribbean has been slow to cancel for a long time. Yeah, but this is like, we're getting really close. Like, hold on a second. How many days until July 1? 38. We're 38 days away from July 1st. Like, I don't know that we've ever gotten this close. I'd have to double check the math on some other dates there, but maybe you're right, Monroe. Maybe you're right. Don't know. But it's definitely been something that, like, I've had to remind myself about as well. So, Becky says, put it in the future cruise jar. Yeah, absolutely. This is all where that money's going. No question about it. So, another super chat. Teresa, thank you. No doubt I will get a Starbucks tomorrow also. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, Teresa. Enjoy your Starbucks tomorrow. And I hope that you think to yourself, sooner or later, I'll be able to have the Starbucks on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship, because that would be amazing. So, all right, guys. I appreciate all of you guys joining us here. Thank you so much for your generosity. I want to say some thank yous before we wrap things up here, because there's been incredible generosity today. Teresa McShane, thank you. Harvey Carrero, thank you. Texas Firefighter, thank you. Kenny K, thank you. Charnel, thank you. Jonesy, thank you. Tom, thank you. Cindy Rendon, thank you. James Cohen, thank you. Danny Bateo, thank you. Bob Wise, thank you. 12th Man Proud. I'm going to say thank you about 8 times, but thank you, 12th Man Proud. Jonesy, thank you. Archie the Archie, thank you for the super chat. Joe Mock, thank you. Monroe, thank you. Tony Diaz. We're so close to me being on a cruise again. Thank you very much. Sharon Stockman, thank you for the super chat. Jonesy, again, thank you for the super chat. Teresa, thank you again for the super chat. Susan Westfall, thank you for the super chat. Stephen Z, thank you for the super chat. Teresa, again, thank you for the super chat. Tai Wu Lee, thank you for the super chat. Blair Fox, thank you for the super chat. Stephen Domingue, I still don't know how to pronounce your name. Thank you for the super chat. Chip Gaines, thank you for the super chat. Sharon Stockman, thank you for the super chat. 12th Man Proud, I don't know how to say thank you, like, to the level that you deserve it, but thank you for the super chat. Crystal Frank, thank you for the super chat. Joanne Griffith, thank you for spending Jay's money on here. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. Larry Rickman, thank you for the super chat. Jan Fagan, thank you for the super chat. The jury's still out about the bedazzled cargo pants. Mike McAvoy, thank you for the super chat. Teresa McChain, thank you for the super chat. Mike Wolf, thank you for the super chat. Ron Ladowski, thank you. Kenny K, thank you again. Andre Jones, thank you. 12th Man Proud, again. Holy moly, thank you. And Archie, thank you for the super chat. And one for good luck, I guess. Jeremy Piper coming in with another super chat. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Guys, this has been amazing. I'm not even talking about the super chats, which by in and of themselves are amazing, but we are so close to cruises coming back again. It is going to be an amazing summer. There is going to be a lot to talk about, a lot to see, and most importantly, a lot to cruise on. That's the best part about all of this, and I hope you're all excited for this journey we're going on together, because it is going to be amazing. It is going to be cathartic. Like Celine Dion said, it's all coming back to me now. It's really all coming back to me now. I can't wait for this. I hope you are as well. We're live every Monday here on YouTube, so come check us out every Monday right over here. Guys, have a great rest of your week. Check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com for plenty more. Tomorrow we have a brand new video update for you that I think you'll enjoy, so check that out. Have a great week, everybody. Talk to you all soon. Bye, everyone.